From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Evening Edition.
I procrastinate every year, and I wait to the last minute to shop.
Now at 6, it doesn't get more last minute than shopping on Christmas Eve. We check in with some folks trying to snag those final gifts. Plus, a deadly apartment fire on the peninsula. Why investigators say the tragedy was entirely preventable. And later, the program helping young adults find an affordable place to live after aging out of the foster care system. Good evening. I'm Andrea Nakano. Brian Hackney is off tonight. It's Christmas Eve and many stores are already closed, giving last-minute shoppers fewer choices at this hour. But there are a few stores that have not closed quite yet. And it didn't take long for our reporter, Dial In, to find people who were starting their Christmas shopping today.
Yeah, so Shoe Palace to buy somebody's pair of shoes for Christmas.
Shopper Robert Rakes was on a mission with a tight deadline.
I procrastinate every year, and I wait to the last minute to shop. So I'm always the same time, one day before Christmas.
Robert began his Christmas shopping on Sunday morning.
They're gonna be mad, I don't give them nothing, so.
I followed him as he made his first stop at the Shoe Palace in Emeryville's Bay Street Shopping Center. He was looking for a specific pair of retro Nike shoes.
We're gonna have an 11 and a 12.
Wow, you have no 7.5, huh? Sold out?
Yeah.
What other colors do you have similar to this one?
Unfortunately, nothing left in the size he needed.
So the shoes I wanted is popular, they sold out.
He walked over to Foot Locker, hoping he would have better luck.
I want to see they have the shoe here. Thanks.
He quickly learned they too were sold out.
How you doing?
The backup plan was to get a gift card so the person can return once the shoes are back in stock.
There's a lot of stress, anxiety, especially when somebody requests something, you can't get it for them.
Robert wasn't alone. Many shoppers admit they ran out of time and excuses.
I was just procrastinating, so hopefully I find something good and cute. I'm squeezing in a little bit of shopping in between church and brunch.
Pandora for my sister down the street.
I followed Robert to his next stop to get gifts for the women in his life: mom, sister, daughter, and granddaughter.
Hey, how you doing?
The supervisor at Pandora knows Robert by now. He shopped here quite a few times, mostly on the day before Christmas.
I do that one too. Yeah.
He spent $900 on bracelets and charms. He says his family always loved the Pandora gifts.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And I appreciate your help.
Thank you.
Thank you, okay. Okay, Merry Christmas. I'm happy as heck.
But he wasn't done. He left Emeryville to go to another location to try to finish his list. He says he'll try to start early next year, but admits he's been saying that for years.
Still got to do a little bit more shopping. So once I get that done, then I'm happy.
As you saw in Robert's experience, one of the challenges in last-minute shopping is finding specific items. The popular gifts are often sold out and long gone by now, and it just adds to the stress without the pivoting and adjusting of expectations. Retail experts say the advice is simple: start early and don't wait until the last day.
Yeah, Donald, that sounds way too stressful. Well, in San Francisco, you can always count on finding holiday shoppers at Union Square. Folks there told us it did not seem as busy this year, but they try to make the trip every year.
I wanted to give to the San Francisco Bay Area because we want to keep this area thriving and alive. And as much as I love shopping online, there's nothing like going in the store and picking out the gift, and they even gift wrapped it, so it's special.
We also saw some city employees hard at work cleaning up the graffiti and pulling down signage from yesterday's ceasefire protests. It started peacefully, but police got involved as soon as some of the protesters went into the ice rink. The rink was temporarily shut down, and the tree was damaged after a number of protesters started climbing it. Police arrested several people. And late last night, a smaller group of demonstrators showed up outside the Bryant Street jail demanding the release of 2 protesters in police custody. So far, SFPD has not commented on those arrests. Turning now to the peninsula, 1 person and 2 dogs were killed overnight in an apartment fire in Menlo Park. It happened just after 3 o'clock this morning at Madera and Van Buren, right alongside Highway 101. Menlo Park firefighters found another person inside. They were taken to the hospital in critical condition. Crews said neighbors tried to put out the fire from the outside through broken windows. Once firefighters got in, they were able to put it out fairly quickly. No word on how it started exactly, but they do have an idea about why nobody got out.
It was evident they were smokers and had removed the smoke alarms. And so the fact that there was a fire in their unit, they were not alerted to the presence of a fire. So that could have definitely contributed.
Firefighters want to remind people to make sure you have functioning smoke detectors in all the bedrooms, hallways, and each floor of your home. A 69-year-old Redwood City man is dead after being hit by two separate cars this morning in San Carlos. The collisions happened just before 7 o'clock this morning on El Camino Real. San Mateo County Sheriff's officials say the first driver struck the man as he was crossing the street. That driver stayed and cooperated with police, but a second car also hit the victim and sped off. Police eventually found the driver of that second car in Redwood City. He was arrested, facing felony charges of hit and run. In San Francisco's Tenderloin, we know there are so many people struggling to find their next meal. The Glide Foundation came through with a very special Christmas setup. San Francisco's famous House of Prime Rib donated meat and sides for the huge Christmas Eve service. More than 100 volunteers serving some 2,500 hungry people today alone. Joe Betts of House of Prime Rib has been supporting the effort for 30 years.
I grew up in a wartime in Germany. I know what hunger means. Trust me, it's not fun. So it is my commitment and also my family's commitment. Feed as many people as we can.
Glide will be busy again tomorrow, serving up 2 meals for Christmas Day. Throughout the holiday season, we've highlighted the need to put food on tables for Bay Area families. Our Sharon Chin met up with a Bay Area-based company who just made a big donation to the Bay's largest food bank.
1 in 3 kids in San Mateo and Santa Clara counties are at risk for food insecurity, and that's where Second Harvest of Silicon Valley steps in. It relies heavily on donations like the kind we're seeing right now from Adobe. Tony, what have you got there? You've got a check for how much?
I'm really excited to be here to reaffirm our commitment for our hometown strategy. We have $150,000 additional commitment to Second Harvest Food Bank. This will feed or provide 300,000 meals to our local families.
Why Second Harvest? Why is that so important to you and Adobe?
Second Harvest has been a collaborator with us for the last 5 years, and we're really behind the mission to address this issue of food insecurities in our community. We have strived to have a company that does the right thing. We focus on our people, our products, and what we can do in the communities that help us grow. Our employees are committed to this as well. They've volunteered over 3,200 hours.
Wow.
And committed to their own donations with our matching grants program of $800,000.
That's fantastic, and that's going to do so much good. We're going to bring in Leslie Baccio from Second Harvest, the CEO. How much difference is this going to make? This is great.
This is an incredible gift because for every dollar donated, we can provide enough food for 2 meals. This will actually allow us to provide over 300,000 meals right here in our local community.
And you're talking about what each month you're giving, what, 500,000 meals. So this is going to be a huge difference, right?
That's right. Well, we actually serve 500,000 people every single month. And that's because food insecurity is so much on the rise here in Silicon Valley.
All right, very good. So you're making a huge difference. And you know what? You at home, you can make a difference too. If you feel inspired by what they're doing and you want to give, or maybe you even want to volunteer just as they're doing, you can sign up. You can give by going to kpix.com/give, or you can tap on the QR code to find the information you need.